Hello, I'm Tatum from ATW Training. Over the past few weeks, concerns have grown over COVID-19, and many of us have been asked to work from home. We're not sure how long this might last, but since we are faced with this situation, we should make the most of it. While we may not be able to do a lot about our company's overall strategy, what we can do as individuals is make sure we are being as productive as possible. We need to continue to deliver results. I want to share 10 tips for being more productive while working virtually, and I'll do it in 5 minutes or less. Let's get started. Tip number 1 is set your workplace up to maximize productivity. If you don't already have a home office, it's time to create one. As you review your options, don't choose a place that is usually associated with leisure activities, like a family room where you watch television or play games. Choose a space that will put you in work mode. Make sure the space is organized, has an ergonomically correct chair, or maybe even a standing area to get work done. Make sure you have all the office equipment and supplies you need, like a printer, pens, paper, etc. Proper preparation up front will help to maximize your output later. Tip number 2 is to acquire, learn, and begin using technology to support your efforts. Make sure you have the bandwidth and software you need to succeed. If you don't know what you need, ask. Most of us have someone we can turn to for assistance. It might be your company's IT department, or it might be a colleague that is technically savvy. Tip number 3 is set guidelines with those around you. Many of us are faced with spouses, friends, roommates, and children living in the same area that we have converted into our new workspace. It's important that you set clear guidelines for what is expected from those around you to help you be more productive. But be realistic. It doesn't hurt to say hello or give someone a little attention. It's not much different than walking around and talking with coworkers each day. A little attention might be all they need to leave you alone for a while and let you focus. You might even consider paper stop and go lights to alert others of when you can come in and talk. This can be an especially fun way when dealing with children. Part of setting up these expectations leads us to tip number 4, set a daily work schedule. It can be easy to fall into bad habits. Maybe sleep in a little, take a longer lunch break, maybe try to catch up on some household chores. It's all about discipline. The discipline to say no to the things that you shouldn't be doing, so you can say yes to those that you should. Consider a schedule that helps you focus on the right things, like a start and end time for each day, and when to take breaks, check emails, make phone calls, much like you did or would be doing if you're going into your usual office. Tip number 5 is dress for success. There are a lot of jokes about working in your underwear or I haven't showered in days. Taking the time to go through your normal routine and get dressed can prove a big psychological booster. When you dress for success, you will be more inclined to work towards that success. Tip number 6 is critically important. Confirm expectations with your leader. Yes, things are a little crazy, and we're working in ways we never thought we would. It's natural to feel stressed or maybe even depressed sometimes. However, it's important that you clarify, commit, and are accountable for what is expected from you. If you're not sure, ask. Ask your manager what they expect. Have them break it down daily, weekly, or monthly if possible. Also, don't be afraid to ask your manager for the resources and tools you need to complete your tasks. They want you to be successful, and more than likely, they will do whatever they can to help you succeed. Tip number 7 is over-communicate. They say the 3 rules of real estate is location, location, location. The 3 rules that help deal with changing times, and let's not kid ourselves, we're dealing with changing times, is communicate, communicate, communicate. Update your boss, your coworkers, your customers, your vendors. When we don't communicate, people tend to make up stories in their minds, and most of the time, those stories are negative. When working remotely, it is easy to be so focused on your tasks at hand that you forget about others. There are a lot of social tools you can use. One of the easiest is the telephone. I challenge you to forgo email every so often and just pick up the phone and call someone. You'll be surprised at how good it can make you feel. Speaking of communicating, let's go to tip number 8. Make the most of virtual meetings. Most likely, you will be asked to participate in virtual meetings. Your meetings might be via a conference call or might be a video conferencing application like Zoom, WebEx, or GoToMeeting. This is your opportunity to participate, listen, and share ideas. Just because you aren't sitting in the same room doesn't mean you shouldn't be paying attention. Put everything else aside, shut down your email, whatever it takes to help you focus on what is happening in the meeting. One trick is to just take notes. You can't take notes without paying attention. And when you do participate in the discussion, be sure to share succinct thoughts. Don't be the person on the line that hijacks the meeting and ruins it for everyone else. As we get to our last 2 tips, I want to share 2 that help you balance work and your life. Tip number 9 is take a break. Working in an office setting with others is conducive to taking breaks. You see others walking around, grabbing coffee or a snack, and you do the same. Working at home by yourself doesn't offer you these same opportunities. Do yourself a favor and schedule periodic breaks throughout the day. Your mind needs a break, and often your body needs you to stretch. If you need, set an alarm to remind yourself to get up and move around. And finally, tip number 10, reach out to stay connected. You can become isolated in your own world if you're not careful. Make sure you make time for yourself. Reach out to family and friends during these crazy times in order to keep yourself from being caught in the trap of letting work overcome your life. So here's our full list. Are there more than 10 things you should be doing? Absolutely. But hopefully these 10 will get you started and keep you on your path to success. If we all work together and support each other, we will get through this challenging time.